Hey guys, just sharing my unboxing of the Arctic Accelero Xtreme IV high-end GPU cooler from Lazada. It's from the store GX 2016, which looks to be an Asian-based store that's been around for 1 year. And I'm not so sure how trustworthy they are, but the price was 4,573 pesos, which is really close to the retail price from Arctic, which is 90 US dollars or 4,500 pesos. So for 4,573, it's a pretty good deal, and so hopefully it's got everything in the packaging. I've already kind of opened to see what kind of padding they put in, and they've got like 4 layers of bubble wrap here. So 1, 2, and there's still 2 more to cut through. So I'll finish cutting through that. So there's 3. Not even 5 layers. So it's packaged pretty well, and it's just got this, I don't know, Chinese, Asian-based security tape on it, which looks like it hasn't been tampered with. There's cardboard here too. Okay, so the ends of it are still left open, but that's fine. It's got hard cardboard there. So, oh, I just ruined perfectly good bubble wrap. I cut through here. I should have went from the end. Look at that. It's 4 layers. 1, 2, almost 5 layers of bubble wrap, which is really nice. And this GPU cooler actually supports a lot of the newer models too, which I don't know. On the Lazada page, it says it only supports up to GTX 7 series, oh no, GTX 9 series, 980, and AMD RX 280 series. So they're not advertising the full support that's on Arctic's website that goes all the way up to 10 series. And there are instructions on how to install the 10 series cards with this GPU, because it's got a custom backplate where you're the one to cut the thermal pads for the VRMs on the back. So in doing that, if you know, like if you have a guide to do the newer models, it should be almost universally compatible. And it looks like the original here. It looks legit. 6-year warranty through Arctic. Wait, if I can get that to focus. And yeah, that's it there, 4573, and we'll just check inside the box real quick to see if everything is intact and whether it's been used or not, or I don't know. I don't see why, because they're selling more than one. Like, normally if they're a dodgy store, they'll have one item and it'll be sold out straight away if it's secondhand and someone's bought it. No, that looks new. That's the plastic cover over the heatsink, so you can see it hasn't been used unless they've reapplied it perfectly, but that looks stock to me. This is the support bracket, which is adjustable for different cases, but that's to actually support the weight of the cooler, because apparently it's a heavy cooler and it does feel like it's around almost 2 kilos or something. So let's see how to get in here. Okay, that just lifts out. I could be going from the wrong end, but I'd rather lift it from the end that's got the heatsink facing up. And it's a triple fan cooler. You can see here, I've actually bought it for my GTX 1070 Ti, which is the palette dual fan model, which is the cheapest on Lazada at the moment at around 22K. So compared to the Asus Strix models that cost 30K plus, this cooler is only under 5K. So in total, once I've installed this, the total will be under around 26K total, compared to 30K plus for an Asus Strix. And this outperforms Asus Strix coolers from testing I've seen online, but I will do my own testing for comparison. Okay, this is weird how this opens. I wanted to show the fans from the top, but it opens like that. Okay. Okay, so it's got it's weird how they've done this. Nice. So that's it there. You can see the heatsink is got a plastic shroud on it. Oh no, that's a... Oh no, it's plastic. A plastic shroud over the heatsink underneath. and I'll just show it. There's no damage. Looks like it's in perfectly new condition. Oh no, there's a tiny little bend here. Okay, so that's the worst thing. That I don't know if that's intentional or not. Probably not, but it's not bad enough that I can't slightly bend it back. Yeah, it's so unnoticeable. Just wait, I can't even see it there, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. As long as the heat pipes are undamaged and the majority of the cooler light, you can see the fins are all perfectly straight. So it's just this tiny little bit here that has a bit of a bend on it. But I don't care about that. I mean, even factory defect could have that kind of thing. So this is the fan connector that'll plug into the GPU fan. Is it just one? It looks like just one. Anyway, that's that. Set that aside. It's got manual, warranty paper, fan control instructions. What does it say here? Adjust your own fan curves, basically it's saying, with this cooler. Don't trust the stock GPU profile to do it. And here is the VRM backplate, which I've heard people online chatting saying it probably won't do much, but it's a massive heatsink. Of course it's going to do something. And it looks like it's aluminum. It feels aluminum anyway. And it's got fins, full, you can see through there. And there's the holes for the mounting on the back, you know, where the screws go for the CPU socket. And this part here is what actually comes into contact with the heat pads on the backside of the graphics card. So yeah, it's essentially a big aftermarket backplate with proper heat fins. So compare that to the aftermarket backplates with higher model end cards, which are just a flat piece of aluminum or some other metal. And this is way better. Just by looking at it, you can tell. It's already as thick as a backplate, and then it's got fins. So even just a bit of passive airflow over that will make a huge difference for the VRM temps. And I'm also going to heat gun check the stock temps without this on the 1070 Ti dual fan, and then I'll get another heat reading after installing this baby. So cool. And then it's got a little box with all the accessories. So these are the VRM pads for the voltage regulation on the card. Oh, one's a little bent up. I hope I don't need all of it. But you cut them to size anyway. So the size of the VRMs, it's like tiny little chips. So you cut them in little squares. So I think that's the worst damage in the whole packet. Is one of the strips is a little bent from packaging. But it looks like it's got everything it needs there. What's this? Velcro? I don't know. And I'll just see, there is one more thing that I think should have been in the pack, which I don't actually see with the box. Oh, I'll double check online. There's actually meant to be a piece of plastic that you cut to fit, that goes not on the heatsink, that goes over the parts on the back plate. So the plastic is like, you cut out where these things go over the memory over the VRMs, and the plastic insulates the rest of the GPU from shorting out on the back plate. So with that missing, I have no idea if it's necessary or not, but I will find out. I'll have to PM the store why it's not in there, because I don't see it anywhere here. But I'm not sure if it's compulsory. I mean, I check here in the manual. Yeah, it says protective film. Okay, so maybe that's why it was cheap. But I'll be PMing them and asking about it anyway, because anyone thinking about buying this that looks up Lazada is going to find my video and be concerned if the protective film is missing, because you can see here on the instructions the protective film goes just like that. You cut out where you've put your thermal pads, and then the film goes over, protecting the rest of the circuit board from the backplate, insulating the rest of the board. So just the thermal pads are the ones touching the backplate. I mean, it's possible you can install it without the protective film, but I would say it's a safety issue because it could short out something without it. And I'll just make sure the rest of the parts are there. Mounting, yeah. The rest of it looks like it's in the bag. Unless I've lost the film and it's like hidden somewhere in the box and I'm just blind. Okay, this is a warranty card support. Because it is a thick box. But I think it's just been forgotten. No, they haven't hidden it anywhere. Okay, so these are unused. See, that's it. It can't be second-hand because the thermal pads are unused. Unless they've just got fancy thermal pads from somewhere else and replaced them. These are marked. Doesn't say the marking brand of them. So that's the damage on the bad strip. I think it's still usable to an extent. Just needs to be kind of pushed back straight. Flattened out a bit. But I'm not too fussed about that, because I don't think I'm going to use all of it. Yeah, the thermal strip's missing. So I'll be PMing the store about that, and there'll be some feedback in the comments on their page, and I will update once I get hold of that thermal film, of that protective film. But thanks for watching the unboxing, guys, and hopefully this can help with your decision on whether you buy it. Maybe it's just worth PMing them first to make sure that everything's in the box, but at least it's the cheapest on Lazada, and the next one up goes up to, I think, 5K, and then it's from the same store. So if you want to get one of these at anywhere close to retail price, GX2016 is the Lazada store to go to. And I haven't seen anywhere else in Philippines selling it. So, and this is one of the best aftermarket coolers you can get for the 10 series cards that isn't water cooling or something. So, yeah. Okay, I'll get back to you guys and do a follow-up video on the installation and performance. Thanks.